Hey guys, and welcome to Nomadic Dmitry channel. So welcome to Badlands, South Dakota. I've been basically trying for so long to combine my travel and tech videos. Sometimes it's not really possible, sometimes it's possible. I mean, most of the time people are just watching either tech or travel, but I decided just like combine those together. Maybe it's gonna be a better kind of combination, I guess. So let's see. This is the Badlands. Yesterday I also visited Mount Rushmore, and this is also a very cool location. And we'll see. Yeah, I mean, pretty nice.
So today's a new video, new day, and today we're actually going to be talking about Apple M1 Mac. Currently I'm located in a trailer. Actually, I rented this trailer from Airbnb, and I mean, very nice couple. I just love this place. Traveling in the van is fun, but sometimes I just need to have some home base or something like that, so that's why basically I'm just trying out, especially right now when it's actually winter still in April.
Hello from snowy South Dakota, guys. Rapid City area. I mean, it looks like this.
Basically discovering the area around Wyoming, South Dakota, and we'll see how it goes. But today let's actually talk about Apple M1 once again. So I've been using the computer for more like a month, almost 2 months actually. I should say I'm actually enjoying using the M1 Mac. I mean M1 MacBook Air, it's pretty good. And let's actually go ahead and talk about all those points, like good points and bad points about M1 Macs. So I actually wrote an article on Medium and you can read it down below in the description, but let's go over all those points with me, I guess. So the first one is battery life. I was expecting phenomenal battery life according to like this whole presentation that Apple made, right? Basically they were claiming like it's gonna be a phenomenal battery life and all it's gonna be great. And this is true in many cases, but not in all the cases. For example, while it says like the battery life while web browsing is gonna be great, it's actually great when you use specific software, and most likely you're gonna use Safari and just, I don't know, reading something from Safari, not like actually viewing videos and stuff like that, but mostly like reading something from Safari. That's what I understood. I do not use Safari as much. I mostly prefer Firefox and other browsers, and so that's why for me it's not like the main point. For me the battery life is great, but it's not that great as they were claiming, like 10 hours or something. No, it's not 10 hours. It's more like 4 hours, I guess, or something like that from one battery, which is still good. Maybe 5 hours, but it's not like 10 or anything like that. So yeah, still good battery life. But you always just understand, like whatever Apple says, you should apply just some common sense. You should not just follow this like everybody just follows, like it's Apple, they said this and so it's totally true. I mean, it's not like that. For example, I use iPhone quite frequently, but I also have Android, and I don't really care which one to use because I just carry both most of the times. So that's why, I mean, take everything and just like think over whatever is like the best solution for you. So like if it's Android, then it's Android. If it's iPhone, it's iPhone. I mean, do not just overthink this kind of solution. So I'm probably gonna use my M1 Mac a lot, but I'm probably gonna keep as well some like Windows computer around, because sometimes you need actually like Windows computer for compatibility, but we're gonna talk about it later. The next point is portability. And you know guys, this is like one of the most interesting points for me, especially because since I travel a lot, so for me how long it can run from battery power and how long I can run between charges, it's very important for me. So that's why I really like that this computer basically can run from wherever, because for example I can attach the battery pack to this one through USB and it's gonna charge it. Well, sometimes it charges, but sometimes it just like, I don't know, it just provides the power but doesn't charge. So it basically is slowly discharging, but like it's not that fast. So it's also a good solution. So battery packs, just carry on some battery packs, no, it's gonna work just fine. The next point is the fan noise and heat. Well guys, I'm coming from MacBook 2014, MacBook Pro 2014, and you know that computer was kind of loud, especially when you perform some kind of like rendering operations, like video kind of rendering, like working with something with many files. It was like the fan was just constantly just going on, and the heat was just crazy. I mean, you can just like, I don't know, probably the whole room can be heated with this fan. This computer is just totally silent. I mean, there is nothing, there is not even fan inside the MacBook Air, nothing. And the heat, sometimes you can actually get some heat from that, but I mean, it's not really noticeable, just like not much at all, which is great. So in that sense, it's a really good computer. I mean, you can record music, you can do whatever you want, and like microphone will be always recording like silence in the room. I mean, only your voice and other stuff around you, but like nothing like computers noises like This is great. The next point is compatibility. I actually made a few videos about compatibility with like Windows, Linux and all that, running like applications on your M1 Mac, emulation and all that, so you can check out those videos. But I mean, the compatibility is okay, so because it runs all the Mac applications just fine in emulation layer, but other than that, I mean, you can still use your Windows applications just fine. There's also like transition layer like Wine you can use for running the applications. You can also use x86 emulation, but I mean, it doesn't work that fast as you expect. So in that sense, okay, virtual machines and all that, it's not that great on this computer. So if you want to run virtual machines and you rely on Windows, it's probably not the best computer for that sense. I mean, I'm still not using like x86 emulation here. I'm mostly using like ARM applications, like applications optimized for this computer, so I don't really know how valuable in that sense. I tried it, but I don't really need it right now, so maybe at some point I will need it, but for now it's fine. I'm mostly running Mac applications here, like Intel Mac applications, like or applications optimized for M1 chip, because there are many optimized for M1 chip. But if you need Windows, like real Windows, not like Windows 10 ARM, but some like real Windows with a bunch of applications, like scientific applications, stuff like that, maybe in this case you should reconsider and buy a Windows computer instead, because it might not work well for you. Or you may just keep both, but again, some people do not like carrying like two computers. Like, I don't know, you can still have both, I guess, but I prefer to have just one solution. So yes, in terms of compatibility, it still has some problems, and even Mac applications just sometimes crashing, for example, like VLC crashing for me, and it's quite problematic from time to time, but for the most part it works. You just need to figure out how much time you spend using like Windows apps versus Mac apps and all that, so you'll figure out, I guess. The next point is ports and accessories. So guys, in terms of the ports, there are just like 2 ports right here. That's it, just 2 ports, and it's definitely not enough. I'm using the USB hub. I should have like 2 or 3 USB hubs, and then it's a mess. Sometimes they connect one USB hub in another, and it's like, so in that sense, it's not that great. I mean, expandability can be actually expanded or improved. So in that sense, it's not great. I hope it's gonna improve in the future revisions, and we'll see. For example, the new iMac was just released, right? Today it was April 20. Yeah, this one has like 4 ports, 4 USB ports, which is better than before, but still, I mean, it still has some limitations. For example, you can connect only one external monitor here. There are some limitations there, and there are basically dongles, adapters. You're just gonna get used to all that kind of stuff, which is not that great. So yeah, I mean, I hope it's gonna be improved in the future, especially like in the Pro models. It should be improved, because otherwise I don't see any point. I really hope it's gonna improve. And then the next point is the random glitches. Guys, sometimes it's really buggy. Sometimes there's some really strange stuff happening. Sometimes like the lines over the monitor, for example, I've seen like once I just approached the computer, it was showing some like lines in a monitor, just like some lines, some strange glitches, and I was like, okay, what's happening? And I was not really sure, because it never happened on Intel chip. It was only happening on M1 chip. I guess something in the line with this new platform, right? Also some freezes, some random freezes where like it's not responding at all to any actions, and I just needed to reboot this one actually. So yeah, sometimes it just like hangs and doesn't respond to anything. It happened like only a couple of times, but still it's confusing. It's really, I mean, it's really strange. So I hope in the future it's gonna improve, but this kind of problems still happen. Another problem I had is USB randomly disconnects. For example, I have a flash drive attached here, but then the whole USB hub just disconnects, and like of course like all the data is lost while it was transferring or something like that. So it's really bad. Basically, you close delete, it just disconnects all devices. You open it and just reconnects it and stuff like that. So some really strange issues happening to me. I hope it's gonna be improved in the future versions of macOS Big Sur or like an next operating system. So yeah, it's all, I hope, temporary. It's not gonna be permanent, but still, it's a new platform, and we expect those kind of problems, I guess. In the beginning, I should say that basically Apple M1 chip is really great, phenomenal as they say. It has really solved many problems, especially like the efficiency is really great. The efficiency is just like great, amazing, but it still has some problems of a new platform, and we'll see how it improves in the future. So I was totally wrong about the chips, and I was saying that basically it's like we should not go away from Intel. We should stay with Intel. The Mac should be still going with Intel chip, but from what I can see, I mean, I love this computer. I mean, I cannot use all those Intel power-hungry computers, because it was just, I don't know, producing so much heat, and it was using so much power, and it was just like pointless in that sense. I mean, it was not really great. I still love my MacBook 2014, but after use this one, this is so much better. I mean, the only thing I really miss about old Macs is the amount of ports, like a separate HDMI port, USB ports, like on both sides and all that, connecting multiple monitors. So that kind of sense. Of course, you can resolve all those with those dongles and hubs, but still, still, I mean, it's not fully resolved. So we'll see in the future how it plays out. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. There'll be more videos and we'll see you soon. Yeah, it's really exciting times. Alright guys, bye.
Well, the further you go on the Badlands, like I mean upstairs, yeah, I mean the further you go, like the more beautiful it gets. So this is how it looks like. And today is not that cold. I mean, it's not cold at all because the sun is right there, so it's all cool. But I mean, very nice view, I should say.